How many Primogems can you get in 24 hours? Well, me personally, it's 0. Because I hate exploring, man. Fuck that. But what if we didn't hate exploring? That's what I'm going to find out. Throughout this experience, I learned many things. This is pretty hard work. You can't just blitz through it like Marcus Brownlee in a children's school zone. Why did I write that in the script? It's both challenging and rewarding, and I can't wait to show you all my experience. But before we do that, can we please help a brother out and subscribe? This video has been a long time in the making, and I put a lot of hours to make this as enjoyable as possible. Also, I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Anyway, enough yapping, let's get straight into it. Before we get started, let's set some ground rules. We can get primos from doing quests and exploration. On top of that, we can count things like daily commissions, ongoing events, and achievements. What we aren't going to count are stuff that's external. What I mean by external is things like the battle pass. Anything with a credit card, basically. Anything else that you can get by playing the game is fair game. And without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So, in the first hour, we need to think about how many methods there are in getting us Primogems. Of course, with the exception of just pulling out your credit card, there are quests, character stories, and of course, actual exploration. So that is already a good blueprint to how we're gonna get our Primogems. Me personally, for both Archon and World Quest, I am 6,000 years behind on the lore, and there's like 400 new added character stories since the last time I fucking played, so boom, we can already start doing that. Before we get started, I kind of forgot to exactly count how many Primogems we started with, but I know it is in the ballpark of around 9,700. So our final Primogem total minus 9,700 will be our net profit. Now that that fact is out of the way, we can get started on probably the most important thing, which is Archon and World Quest. The good thing about Archon and World Quest is that while you're doing said quests, you can passively build your exploration with nearby chests and collect things like Pyroculus. Is that how you pronounce it? Anyway, these world quests typically show you around most of the world, so essentially you're killing two birds with one stone. For another bonus, you can also get achievements for progressing through the story. And another bonus, you can also sacrifice your sigils and get more bonuses. So obviously, we're gonna try and condense 24 hours into one video, so I'm gonna speed up all the footage I got and only leave out the important parts. To catch up from the start of Natlan Archon Quest to the end of what's available, which is 5.2 as of recording, it took 10 hours. I mean, I knew I had a lot to catch up on, but 10 hours? I was originally planning to do a 24-hour video, but fuck that. Looks like we're gonna have to change it into 1 week. Ain't no way that thing took half a day, but don't get it twisted, I was fucking invested in this story. You'll need to get on it if you haven't. I'm not gonna spoil it, but Milani canonically slaps people with a shark. But anyway, for now we are all caught up with the Archon story quest, and we can end the day with 11.3k Primogems, and 5 extra rolls that came from the tour guide. I'm going to count the 5 extra rolls as an extra 800 Primogems, because let's be for real, what else are we going to spend our Primogems on? I know I'm not saving up for fucking D-Luke, like, let's just be for real. So hypothetically, we ended the day with around 12,000 Primogems, which is pretty good. We netted 2.3 thousand Primogems for the day, and that's pretty good. Yeah, I need to touch some grass, I played too much today. So now that we've gotten past the main story quest, we can now go into character quests. These are the quests that goes deeper into the character's lore, and I really love these quests from a lore perspective, but they also give 60 Primogems each story, and we can grind that pretty easily. We have a total of 22 total characters, including 4 and 5 stars, so that's already 1,300 Primogems just right off the bat. That doesn't include bonus stuff like extra sigils and chests that we get from these quests. If you're wondering how long it takes to do one, from my experience, it takes on average around 45 minutes. But the 4-star stories definitely take a lot less than 30 minutes because you have checkpoints in the story mode. So if I have a total of 22 total characters to go through, then I probably have to do this for 10 hours. Yeah, fun. At the end of just grinding these story quests, accumulate around 13,400 Primogems, which is again on pace to hit 10k Primogems in 7 days. We netted a total of around 1,400 on our second day, which is pretty good. It's a bit concerning since we are quickly burning through our main source of income, but we're gonna find a way. Just to note, we still haven't even finished all our character quests yet, so we still have a lot more to go. Alright, so day 3 has rolled around, and the first thing on our list is to just finish the rest of the story quest. Can I just say how good some of these story quests are? I mean, chef's kiss on some of them. It made me forget how good the game really is. Another good thing that's happening right now is the huge ongoing event that's delivering so many Primogems. It's going to be a huge plus in our arsenal of getting Primogems since it's quick, it's easy, and it gives a lot of Primogems. On top of that, we can start moving on to world quest and just general exploration. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but some of these world quests are just so confusing. And I hate searching up tutorial videos, it just does something to my ego. But it's that type of stubbornness that just makes me stuck on a quest for 50 fucking minutes flying around. As you can see in this clip, you can tell I just have no idea what I'm doing. Like, how am I supposed to get the island up there? Can't my fucking creature just walk? Like, you're telling me the Traveler can't use his Anemo abilities to blow him back into the altar? I don't fucking get it. So, you know, after I crash out for like 30 minutes, I finally realized, oh, the island raises when you connect it to a lift. I understand it now. So, you know, other than the odd little puzzles here and there, it's actually pretty smooth sailing. The only thing this takes is a lot of time, but there is always some satisfaction seeing that percentage just slowly go up. Another bonus, which is actually pretty huge, exploration gives you the nation's respective sigils, and these sigils can be redeemed for pretty good rewards. In Natlan, they specifically give you primos for each level, so your primo count will just ramp up from this because Natlan is such a new region. So on day 3, I tried grinding the most out of Natlan, and slowly and surely we kept stacking primos. So after a couple of hours of doing this, we ended with 14,500. We also netted 5 extra rolls from the sigil rewards, so that makes our new total around the ballpark of around 1,700 Primogems. We are actually getting pretty close to getting 10,000 Primogems, and we're only on the halfway goal. So we are at the halfway point of this experiment, and to be honest, our progress through this is actually crazy. I mean, yes, I have been playing for basically 10 hours every fucking day, and yes, I know I should probably get a job, but today I have a point to prove. At the halfway point, here's a quick shout out to all my free-to-plays. I mean, no, I'm not a free-to-play myself, but I respect all your game and the grind that comes with being it. Since we are at the halfway point, I'll just give a friendly reminder to please subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you so much for watching up to this point. Funny thing to note is that our long-term encounter points skyrocketed because of this. When we first started, I only had 1.7 encounter points. If you don't know what it's used for, you can basically convert your resin into daily commission rewards. It is so useful when you aren't feeling productive. Before we go back to grinding, let's have a quick look at our exploration percentages so far. We are looking at 50% for every region in each Natlan area, which is pretty good. There's still a lot to prove, and there's still other nations that we have to do. On day 5, we were pretty much doing the same thing as we did on day 4, just a lot of exploring. By this point, all the simple chests in Natlan have pretty much been exhausted by now. What I mean by that is, the rest of Natlan exploration is probably locked behind world quests, and to be honest, I can't be fucking bothered doing that. Luckily, we can just move on to a next nation instead. From previous videos, it's pretty obvious my Fontaine exploration is just fucking atrocious, like it's way below 20% in some areas. It's like fucking bad. As pathetic as this is, it means there's a lot of chests to grab, and we can upgrade our statue of the 7 pretty quickly. And to be honest, even though we're only on day 5, we are pretty much almost done with our 10,000 goal. So to wrap it up for day 5, we made a total profit of 1,500 Primogems, which is really good progress. We're only 1,300 away, which we should be able to do by day 6. So now it's day 6, and it's pretty straightforward what we're gonna do. We're just gonna keep doing exploration on the Fontaine regions, and you know, I'll just skip the boring part. By the end, we were done. We have hit our desired 10k Primogem goal, and we did it in less than the expected time frame that we were given. And I just want to do a quick overview of my exploration and my account after this entire journey. So we are now fully caught up on the story, and we have done essentially every single character story quest possible. As for exploration, we have gone from 0 to 10% exploration rates to almost 50% across the board for Natlan. My Natlan statue went up 4 levels, and my Fontaine went up 2 levels. We were able to accumulate more than 500 Pyro Sigils and 300 Hydro Sigils from this entire thing as well. So let's end with the closing notes. Would I recommend this? Unless you have a lot of free time or you love exploring, fuck no. Please, enjoy the sun. The only time this is reasonable is if you're dirt poor in the game and your favorite character is just about to be on the banner. This is like the only time I feel like grinding is like mentally acceptable to yourself. To maintain your fun and sanity to this game, just do this over the course of like a month or 2. You don't have to do everything in one day like I was trying to do. So again, if you enjoyed this video, thank you so much. If you've watched till the end, you're actually a real one, and I please encourage you to subscribe. Again, I did put a lot of work into this, and there's going to be a lot more work put into my future videos. So please support me and subscribe, because we're going to have a lot more videos like this. Anyway, I have nothing else to do. Have a good night, and I'll find a job soon.